What happened in Edmonton's real estate market in the month of March? We're going to talk about that in this video. All right, so last month I came at you strong, and we are still really strong. We are definitely slightly a little bit not as crazy as February, but that being said, it was a very, very busy real estate market. So if we take a look at the active listings in Edmonton, we are sitting lower than we were last month, lower than we were last year. What does that mean when we don't have listings? It means that buyers don't have as much choices and sellers have a better opportunity to sell their home for what they want and the terms that they want. If the sales were low and the inventory was low, we wouldn't be experiencing the market that we're experiencing right now. However, our numbers, our sales are very high. If you take a look at the number of sales in March, we had 1,313 sell. So if you take a look at the two numbers of active listings and sold, they're pretty much almost identical, which makes it for a very, very busy seller's market and a very stressful time for buyers. Month over month and year over year, we have seen more sales in the month of March. And not only was it up a little bit, it was up 31% from February and also up about 30% year over year. So it's still a very busy market, and that's not a surprise because March, April, May are typically the busiest months of the year. And we started off this year with such a busy start for January, February. I wondered if we were able to sustain it. Now, sustain it, I mean, it is still continuing. Sales are still happening. There's still a lot of sales happening. But what about the average price? The average price last month went up 11%. Let's take a look and see what it did this month. So in March, the average price only went up just a little over 1%. So it definitely didn't jump up like it did the month prior, and that's pretty normal. We were sitting at a pretty high average price, just over $500,000. And that for a lot of buyers has been a little hard to swallow because the price changed so quickly that what you can get for your dollar, if you've been searching for homes for a couple months, you don't understand why I think there's so much more money now. And I'll tell you, I don't foresee the prices coming back down. Everyone thinks that they'll just wait it out and see if the market will correct itself. Definitely don't think that's going to happen at least this year, if even at all. If you take a look at the history of when prices went up and down, if you take a look at the average price trend over the last 10 years, you will see that the market doesn't drastically drop at all. It usually goes down and up by 1 or 2%, and then there's those years that it goes up over 5%. So as a seller, the average price going up is good news for you because your home is now worth a lot more than what we talked about even a few months ago. If I talked to you 6 months ago, if I talked to you in January, your prices are even higher than I talked to you then. And that's good news because for a few years there, I just kept giving you bad news and your price was lower every single time that we met. So it's good news for sellers. Now, the question is, okay, I got more money for my house now, Melody, but I have to buy in the same market and I can't find anything. Like you said, there's nothing on the market, things are moving quickly, we have multiple offers, and yes, that is true. However, it is really important, no matter what the market is, who you work with really matters. We've been able to help our buyers still find a property. We've been able to find properties for our sellers who are moving and able to help them coordinate between selling and moving. Some people want to move out first before they sell, and you got to check out if you can do that with your financial side of things, but that's an ideal situation. Or we find you a place and have your house ready to go for sale at the same time because we know that your house is going to sell. Now, big caveat is you can still have overpriced listings in this market. You can market it, you can stage it, but if it's priced incorrectly, it still won't sell and it still won't move. You might get action, whereas in a few years ago, you would have had no showings, but you're not going to get any offers. Buyers are still not going to overpay in their minds. Now, if we had a different strategy where the price was lower and there was a lot of people and a lot of offers, guess what? They overpay. But if you price it too high thinking it's gonna get to that point, they're not gonna necessarily bite. So you have to be really careful about your pricing strategy when it comes to that. Now, with the market moving as quickly as it does, when should you expect to sell your house? So the average days on market is now at 27, so it's under 30 days. Last year we saw the same kind of average days on market when it was the month of May, and that's the height of our market. It's usually the fastest that properties move. So it's interesting that March has already hit 27 days, and I suspect if we follow last year's pattern, the average days on market will only get less in the next coming months, and then it'll grow again come June, July. So if you're looking to sell, this is definitely prime time. We're talking to everyone. This is the last time to really capture that market in the next 30 to 60 days. You want to reach out because there's preparation work that I believe still needs to get done when you're selling your home. Now, just one more note about the average days. It's went down over 30% month over month and year over year. So it's definitely moving quickly. So as a buyer, you have to move fast. There's no opportunity to wait. If you're thinking about looking at other homes, but you really like this one, you're better off writing an offer right away so that you don't lose out on it, because by the time you come back, you're going to be in a multiple offer or it's gone. So there are still chances for buyers to grab properties without multiple offers. I have seen that and have done that with some of my clients, but they took my advice to move quickly and we found different opportunities for them. Now we also, of course, as a buyer side, have also seen multiple offers, 8 offers, 12 offers, 15 offers that we're competing against. And it's important to know your strategies of what you need to do to win that offer. You need to know if you need to have conditions. And this is something important, that though you're getting a mortgage, maybe talk to your mortgage broker to see what are the chances that you'd be able to still qualify, and get all of the plan in action before you actually go house hunting so you are ready to go. Now for sellers, it's good news for you all around, because we are seeing more and more unconditional offers coming onto the market when you put your house up for sale, which is great, because once we look at the offers, negotiate if we need to negotiate anything at all, you are going to be sold. No home inspection and no financing condition, you're done. So it's a really nice time to sell because you're not stressing out about what are they going to do with the home inspection, is it going to non-waive, are they going to change their minds? All of that is out of the door when you accept an unconditional offer. So what are the price points that are selling in Edmonton's real estate market? Well, of course, no big surprise, $400 to $499 is the most popular, with $300 to $400 to follow. Now that's an interesting stat, because $300 to $400 is not getting you even the same type of property as you used to get. $300 to $400 is going to get you more of the duplexes, a house that needs to get renovated, a smaller home. Because the average price is $508, the $400 to $500 is just slightly below the average. So we're starting to see a pickup on properties selling between $500,000 to $600,000 and $600,000 to $700,000, more than we've ever seen before, because the average price has gone up. So if you take a look at the $500 to $700, that compiles 28% of sales year to date. And so it is a very strong market. If you're looking to enter into this market, you have to understand what you're getting for that price point now. Anything over $800,000, we're still seeing a pretty strong amount of sales in that price range. So the listing absorption rate is just over 97%. So the chances of selling is extremely high. If you have not sold, if you have not gotten an offer in the first 2 weeks, there's something amiss about your either marketing strategy, pricing strategy, or maybe you have a unique property that is not moving as quickly. But if you have a standard home in a suburban neighborhood that is pretty much the same as everyone else, and you haven't moved your property in about 2 weeks, I'd say, something's going on and you have to take a look at your strategies. In the last 12 months, we've never seen the listing absorption rate so high. February, of course, was very high compared to the last 12 months. But of course, March was even higher. So come April, we'll kind of see what's going on. I suspect April and May will still be very strong months. So if you're thinking of selling and moving up and selling, or just selling to move on, or maybe you have rental properties you need to sell, make sure to contact us and we'll give you a rundown of strategies for your specific property. If you're wondering what a luxury home looks like in Edmonton, make sure to check out this video over here. And if you're looking at what information for real estate and how Edmonton's real estate market works, make sure to check out this video down below.